What is up, guys? It's your boy Johnny Buck here on the I Hate Johnny Buck show. So what I want to do is talk about, real quick, just intro. What I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna kind of shift the podcast a little bit more towards what I'm doing in my Kill the Day group, and what I'm doing with the I Hate Johnny Buck.com. It's a little bit of everything. So it's jujitsu, it's catch wrestling, it's mindset, it's life / performance coaching. It's a little bit of everything. And I want to start giving you guys some of the things that really help me succeed or become remotely successful, at least when it comes to life. Because there's more than just business. There's a billion business coaches out there. There's a billion people out there. Um, but what I want to do is show you guys or explain to you guys and help you guys see that really you're not that far off the path. Right? You're not too far from where you want to be. So, I'm going to talk about some of the things that really helped me to level up. And one of the things I think across the board that really helps everything is mindset, right? And there's two ways of looking at mindset. There's a growth mindset where you believe that your intelligence, your talents, your skills, your abilities are developed over time, right? It doesn't mean that if you're born with a 125 IQ, you're born with it. Doesn't matter. Your IQ can improve and increase and decrease over time based on what you use. Okay, this also transfers to athletic ability as well. Your athleticism, and it's honestly more. You see it more in athletes, especially young athletes, where you think that it is what it is because that's how you're born, right? So a growth mindset is where you believe that your talent and your intelligence and your skills and your attributes are a result of time, right? Doing things. Where a fixed mindset means it is what it is. Like you're born a certain way, that is what it is. And there are certain things that are fixed. Your height is a certain thing. Like you're 5'10" because you're 5'10". Thanks, mom and dad. But that is what that is as well. So there are some things we can't really adjust. Right? We can't really deal with our height. We can't really deal with our muscle type. We can improve our muscles that we have, but these are things that were going to happen. And the really biggest difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is effort. Right? That's a single word. If I were to describe one thing that um, is the difference is effort. Right? With a growth mindset, you're constantly putting. You understand that you have to constantly put an effort to improve. Like where a fixed mindset, it is what it is, right? And you feel like if you have to try harder, if you have to work harder, then you're failing, right? And this is really common with athletes. And I've got a perfect example of this. When I was growing up, we had a kid, elementary school and early in middle school. He was faster and stronger and, just a better athlete than all of us, right? And it was what it was. And I remember in middle school, we were running sprints and I ran past him. I actually outran him. And you quickly watched his decline from that point because he realized or he had came to the point or the belief that he's done. It is what it is, right? Because he didn't believe that he could improve his speed by training. He didn't improve these situations. So it's really common. I'm sure you guys can think about it, right? Think about the kid that was the world's best athlete at 7 years old, right? And then he went to high school and he sucked. Then he got DUI, and now he works at a fucking car wash, right? These are things that happen, right? And so the reason this is important and this translates to life, and that's why I really love sports. I really love athletics, wrestling in particular, but team sports as well, like football and whatnot. Is having a growth mindset is super valuable for personal development and achievement because instead of doing the same shit day in and day out, people with a growth mindset, they're constantly looking to develop and improve. Right, it's one of my core values is improve yourself every day. Like these are things that I think are super important that we have that. So the good news is, right, if you're listening to this and you're, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. I remember that guy. That you probably have a growth mindset, right? The bad news is if you're like, oh man, this guy's full of shit. I'll never be faster than I am. I'll never dunk a basketball. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. Then you have a fixed mindset. It is what it is, right? Oh, the internet's a fucking fad. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do that. And we see it more often in the older people because of, again, they quit working on it. They see things are as how they are, right? But with a growth mindset, right? You can, if you continue listening to this, and I'll have a blog up in a few days. But if you continue listening to this, right, you want to understand that you can cultivate, you can grow, you can foster an environment for a growth mindset, right? And here's 5 really easy things that you can do to make that happen, right? Appreciate yourself for who you are, right? That's step 1. Tip 1, part 1 is know who yourself, like not just appreciate, be grateful for who you are, right? Like I am grateful that I'm not fucking 6'2", because I feel like I wouldn't be as big looking at 6'2". My muscles wouldn't be as developed. So, if you want to grow this healthy mindset, you got to understand that you have strengths and you have weaknesses, right? Because if you had nothing but strength, there's no balance, right? You don't have to try and evolve or change yourself to improve. So basically, we having these weaknesses gives us an area to grow, right? To really focus on that, and since weaknesses are part of our life, for me, it's like flexibility, range of motion, stuff like that. We understand that it's a key step towards building a growth mindset is learning that we have these, and then being aware that our weaknesses are there, and then also making the effort. Again, the difference between fixed mindset and growth is effort, right? So that's a big one for sure. All right. Part 2, tips 2, right? And this is super important, right? Your words matter. What you say makes a difference. And what I mean by that is this. If you're constantly doubting yourself or saying, oh, I'm not smart. Oh, I'm a slow reader. Oh, I'm not a good writer, right? I'm not fast. I'm fat. If you can sit and you can constantly say these things, right, then you're going to go start doubting yourself. You're going to basically being a douchebag to yourself. You're going to discredit your own thoughts. So you'll never have that ability. And it's tough to be in a growth mindset. And here's the other thing: if it's tough to be in a growth mindset when you're constantly around negative people, right? You're constantly setting yourself up for barriers, right? So it's something that is super important. So what you need to do is adopt a positive language when you're speaking to yourself, right? Instead of saying stuff like, what the fuck were I thinking? I'm a dumbass. Like you make a mistake, all right, you fucked up. It happens, right? If you've never made a mistake, fuck off. You're full of shit, right? The other thought is, well, I fucked up. Now I know what not to do. Or that didn't work, and whatever the situation is, when I look at things I've fucked up, like giving Yelp $1,000, right, which I'll never do again. Fuck Yelp. It's reframing these things. I did not fuck Yelp. Yeah, actually, fuck Yelp, by the way. Not fuck Yelp. I'll never advertise again. Yada yada. I'll never advertise with Yelp again. That was a learning experience for me. It's a scam. It is what it is. Blah 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 blah. Without going into too much detail. So that's a big one. So part 1 again, appreciate yourself, know who you are. Be grateful for both your strengths and weaknesses. Part 2, your words matter. What you tell yourself makes a huge fucking difference. It matters what you say, right? When we were doing a goal setting workshop Friday night with some of our fighters, and they had a real coming to Jesus meeting. We had to kick a bunch of them out. They didn't make the cut at this very moment. It sucks, but it is what it is. And I'm hoping that they have a growth mindset. They'll look at that as an opportunity to overcome. But one of my athletes, Justin, he said things like, well, we were talking about goals, and what he said was, "I will do this. I am. I will. I am. I believe." Right? These are things that he said that, and I absolutely believe it's going to come. What you say, you speak it into an existence. I thought it was bullshit. I thought affirmations were bullshit. I think it was completely young and ignorant. Again, I have a growth mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you're going to be, I'm not doing positive affirmations. I'm not going to talk about my future. I'm not going to do these things because it doesn't matter. You have to open your mind to that. So again, 1, know who you are, appreciate who you are, be grateful for who you are, your strengths and weaknesses. 2, how you speak to yourself matters. Words fucking matter, right? It makes a big difference. Tip 3, and this is one that I really think this one transcends everything. Honestly, it's one of those things that I think is super important. Is fuck the Joneses, right? If you've been following for any amount of time, you understand. I fuck the Joneses, and to me, what I call, and I'm very adamant about this, I call the American nightmare, not the American dream. I'm doing the American dream. The American nightmare. The American nightmare is this. It's where you're told you need to go to school, you need to get good grades, you need to go to college, you need to graduate from college, you need to start your life out in debt, then you need to get married, then you need to get a job that sucks your fucking soul out of your body. You need to buy a house, have 2.5 kids, and a white picket fence. And this has to be done by age 26, or you're a failure. And then you're gonna, or 27. We'll give you a year. All right. Then you're gonna bust your ass in a job you fucking hate for 40 years. So you're gonna retire at 67. Your Social Security is gone. Thanks, you piece of shit politicians. So you retire at 67, which used to be 65, and now 67, and then you die at 72. 72 is a life expectancy for the Americans. It's probably going down, honestly, as 3,500 people get fat or die of being fat every day. And that's estimating that at 67 you retire in good health, right? How many healthy 67-year-olds do you know, right? How many healthy 35-year-olds do you know? These are all things that we've been forced down our throat since we were kids, right? I went to college. Why did I go to college? To wrestle. That was the only fucking reason, right? That was the only reason I went to college. I had no desire to do any of that. I had planned on going in the Army. So here is what I believe is an American dream, right? When I wrote my notes for this podcast, which I'm trying to write notes so I'm more coherent and less jumbly and crazy like my Facebook lives. I was sitting on my couch. I have a little dog, Action Jackson. So check him out on social media sometimes. I was sitting on the couch, a little rescue dog. I'm typing on my laptop, my Apple. Little MacBook Pro with my tattooed hand. So if you're watching the video, I'm fucking heavily tattooed. I had shark printed pajama pants on. My wife is in bed, and when I got done with this, my plan was to jump on the Xbox and play with a couple of my buddies who are killing one of them's killing the real estate game. The other one's doing really well in the military. Then I was going to the gym. I lifted, and I worked around the house for a little while, and then I didn't have to go to the gym until 6:30 that evening. And then from then, and if I want to, and only if I want to, I don't have to go to the gym anymore, right? And why I'm doing this, why I'm having this podcast, why I'm writing these blogs, why I'm doing these things, is I want you guys to have the exact same thing if you want to, right? Do you need tattooed hands and pajama pants? Probably not, right? Not unless, and if that makes you happy, go for it. If you want fucking seals on your pants, cool. You want unicorns, fucking cool. You want to sit on the couch butt ass fucking naked, that's fine, right? If you prefer sweatpants and cats, you're fucking weird. You're a loser, but you're weird. No, I'm just kidding. You may be a loser, right? But these are paramount because if you don't understand what your core values are, your goals, your life, and your choices, then it's going to really help or hinder. It's really going to fuck the way you think about things, right? And it's going to be tough. If you're so worried about what the Joneses are doing, then you're not going to be able to worry about what you're doing. And then you're not going to be able to foster that growth and development. You're not going to be able to go after what you want because what do you want? You want fucking something different, right? I never wanted 2.5 kids in a white picket fence. I don't. I live in a double wide, which is pretty fucking cool. It's my first house. I bought my first house at 35 years old. Got married at 35 years old. I got married on March 19th. I lied. Good thing she's not listening to this. I got married on the 20th. I bought the house on the 19th. And I told my realtor, I was very fucking upfront. And if you're watching the video, he's looking away from me. He won't make eye contact with me. He's handing the keys, looking the other direction because he goes, well, you can't get in the house until you have whatever some fucking paperwork is. I'm like, okay, Chris, I will throw a rock through the fucking window. Give me those keys. So I did it that way because that's what I wanted. I didn't have a big fucking wedding. I eloped at my own house. I had a friend of mine do the ceremony. I had a witness. I had the absolute bare fucking minimum what I need to do, because that, to me, what matters to me, not the fucking Joneses, was I was marrying my wife. I was marrying the woman I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And it's not about fucking anybody else. If I could have just signed some paperwork and not been in the courthouse, that's what I would have done, because that's my fucking American dream. I don't want to start out my life $100,000 in debt and then $40,000 in debt on top of that to make a fucking wedding where people don't want to come. They just want to drink your booze. Next year, probably around March, we're going to do a reception. Finally, thank you, COVID. Hopefully at my new gym, and we're going to party it up. That's what people want to go to, right? So this doesn't mean you can't listen to anybody, right? All this means is when you have constructive criticism, right? It's an excellent way to learn more and grow. Like me telling you that, hey, you probably don't want to do that. Oh man, fuck you, you're just a hater. No, man. Like, listen, you do you, but listen, there's plenty of people out there who have opinion about doing things, and I may not agree with it, right? I wholeheartedly believe that college is a waste of fucking time. Um, for most people, if you have to pay for it, right? But here's my thing: a lot of people think that I wasted my college degree, right? Well, you went to college for 5.5, yeah, 5.5 years. Fuck off, right? You went to college for 5.5 years, and you're not teaching. You're right. I got kicked out of fucking being a substitute teacher because I have a terrible mouth, right? Now, what do you why I got kicked out? But it's a whole other story. Here's the thing: I'm making more money than I ever will as a teacher. And I think right now I'm helping more people. Why? This podcast goes out, right? I don't have a huge reach, right? So I am hopefully getting decent reach with this, but I don't have a huge reach. Hopefully these will be played out and it'll grow, right? No, I back up. It definitely will because I'm putting the effort in, right? But here's my thing. I'm helping more people. I'm making more money. Yes, I understand that I say terrible things. I say fucking things that you shouldn't say, and I do it. That's how I was raised. That's how I am. I have changed a lot of the things I grew up believing, right? Because I'm an adult now. I'm not 7. So the thing is, the people who think I'm vulgar and crass, I mean, they're not wrong. But the thing is, even when they even when they think I'm mean and I have no empathy, which I asked my therapist about, they're wrong, right? The reason I'm telling you guys this, the way I'm telling you this, because I can't fucking think about doing it any other way, right? And I understand this is not for everybody. Hey, you need to be coddled, blah blah blah. I don't fucking coddle anyone. I get upset. I get passionate. I get intense. I yell. I scream. I cuss. I have fucking spit bubbles out of my face when I'm so passionate about things, right? Because I give a fuck more than you do a lot of the times. And it's not that I care more about your life than you do, but what I do care is that you understand that you can have more. I believe in you. This is going to be crazy. I fucking believe you can do way more. I know I can do way more. My coaches tell me all the time I'm fucking up, right? Because I'm not doing the things I need to do. And again, just like my coach told me, one of my business coaches, Amy, I said, hey, I need to do this, 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 and this. She was good. About time, right? I can't make you do that. So and now that I'm ready to do that, we're doing these things. So I have organized podcasts. I have more consistent podcasts. I have consistent posts. I'm in fucking Facebook jail for 30 days. Last 14 days. I fucking hate Facebook, right? So, these are all things that we need to work on, right? So a little recap again. We're almost done, I swear. All right. Step 1, be grateful and appreciate everything you have, good and bad, right? What you say, the words you choose matter. I will. I am. I am a good writer. I will be a good writer. I can't yet. These are all important things that we must say. Right? Fuck the Joneses. That's number 3. Right? Fuck the Joneses. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think I'm a fuck up. I was literally having this conversation playing Xbox at 1 in the morning yesterday with my friends who I talked about earlier. Like, people are like, are they dead yet? Are they homeless? How are they making it? I don't fucking care what you think. Yeah, I get fucked up on the middle of the week sometimes. I very rarely do. But like we went and played golf. I drank 100 beers in like 3 days. And I have no clue how much liquor. And that hibachi was fucking fire. I forget where he went, but it's the best hibachi I ever had. Right? People are gonna think these things about you, but I don't fucking care what they think. Because I can look in my wallet. I can look at my house. I fucking sweet ass AR over there. oh, you just waste your money. Fuck you. I don't care what you think, right? It's my money. I do what I want to. It's gonna lock me up, right? But I don't care what they think. The next part, right? And you have to have it in mind. Be aware of who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses. What you say to yourself matters. Fuck the Joneses, right? Don't ignore them. Don't have them in your life, right? And I'll talk about taking the trash out in another podcast. Part 4, you're gonna fuck up, right? You're gonna fuck up. Do you want to know a quick rundown of things I've fucked up? Let's see. Let me think about them. Every relationship I've ever had has failed. I defaulted on all my credit cards and loans about 2, 3 years ago. Right, I lost a fucking shitload of money. I was sued by my ex business partner who took my first gym away from me in a lawsuit, and I got fucked. And then I was so fucked up mentally after that. After I retired from Bellator and MMA, that I almost fucking quit the gym business completely. I just almost quit and joined the fucking army. That was been the third time I tried to join the military. Apparently, I'm not supposed to go. Tried joining high school, got recruited to wrestle in college. Was in college, had my gold bar paperwork filled out, waiting on a psyche eval to come back. I had a bit of an alcohol problem, apparently. Not really, but another story again. And then I bought into my first gym. So my second gym was taken away, but bought into my first gym, got an MMA, didn't look back, got burnt out, got bored, hated my life because I was a fuck up because I wasn't doing what the Joneses were doing, right? Going back to that. And I wasn't successful, right? My patience wasn't there. So I almost joined the army again, right? I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my girlfriend at the time. I was going to 100pushups.com to get my pushups up. I have torn both my pecs and bicep tendons, so my pushups were not a strong point, right? I can run fine. I just don't like it. It hurts, right? And sit-ups is very easy, right? So I was doing the things that I thought were right because I was so concerned with what everybody else was doing. This is I was in my mid to late 20s. What a fuck up! You're a loser in your mid 20s. You're not married. You live in your girlfriend's house. You're a fucking deadbeat. It is what it is, right? So yeah, it's been a fucking wild ride to get here, right? And it's been rough. And it's because I always looked at these challenges as ways to improve, as things that make my life better, as things that I can do to um, overcome these challenges, right? That I kept that mindset where these are just challenges. That's a learning opportunity. I can do better at business. I can learn how to keep my books. I can learn how to be a good leader. I can learn all these things, right? And it's really the fucking truth, right? And there's something that and it's going to really segue into the next part is there's something that people don't talk about, right? And you hear it all the time. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. And I'm going to re-record that podcast. It's fucked up. The audio is no good. I hope this is better. But the it's lonely at the top's a fucking lie. It's bullshit, right? It's not lonely at the top. It's not lonely at the bottom. It's lonely on the climb. It's lonely on the climb from being a fucking broke fat loser, right? And leaving that fat broke loser mentality and mindset and space and then climbing to the top, like that window in between, right? That 75 or see, let's go just for math purposes, bottom 10% your average fucking losers in the United States. Uh, and then the top 10% are pretty fucking gangster, right? So you've got 80%. That 80% of your path, your climb's fucking lonely, right? You're going to go through different things that you um, have to deal with, right? You're going to go through different challenges and obstacles, and every one of these fucking failures was an obstacle for me to overcome, and it was crucial that we fuck up and we don't fuck up the same way again. That's part of the growth mindset. If I was a fixed mindset, oh well, I'm not a very good entrepreneur. Oh, I'm not a very good jiu-jitsu player. Oh, I'm not a very good MMA fighter, right? It's not the case. You're going to fuck up. And how that segues into the next part is you got to focus on the process, right? You have to get, if you could get everything perfect in the first try, right? Life would be fucking easy. It really would. And that sounds terrible. It sounds fucking terrible. Um, you know, both my mind and body are covered in scars. And while I fucking hurt constantly, physically, emotionally not as bad. Why I'm physically in fucking agony a lot. Um, it's they're friendly reminders that I fucked up and I made mistakes, right? And the more mistakes I make, the more learning opportunities I had, and it's that's what allows me to continue, right, this process. And it's it's going to be really cliche, right? I look at every obstacle as an opportunity. It's not a roadblock; it's an opportunity to improve. Right? When you lift weights, heavier weights make you stronger, right? Well, I couldn't bench 135 in the beginning, which I could, but I couldn't bench 135. Now I do it for 10 times. Well, why? Because you did that fucking hard thing and you kept overcoming, you kept working on it, right? So, it's and this is gonna be cliche as fuck. Again, I hate it. Uh, you can insert any cliche you want. You know, anything about falling down and getting back up. It's not how hard life hits you, it's how hard you hit back and you get up and whatever, right? These are all $1 million lessons that I've had, right? And if you've had enough $1 million lessons, right, then you're gonna be a fucking millionaire. If you've had enough failures on your diet, you're gonna be fucking dialed in. As long as you look at them as lessons, as you have the growth mindset, right? Um, I'm fairly sure I'll never have abs. I'll just be honest. It's genetics. I've been under 10% body fat with barely had abs. So that being said, I can have abs if I want to. I just don't fucking care. It's just not the big of a thing on me. But when it comes to these outcomes that I want, if I start focusing on the process, right, the results, or focusing on the results, right, it's gonna fuck you up because you're looking at your short-term goal, you're looking at the immediate goal right there. But if you focus on the process, right, meal prepping, putting food away, putting money away, investing your money, and with the growth mindset, your value changes, right? It happens to you focus on the journey, you focus on everything that happens throughout that. And if you're grateful for that, again, another mindset, being grateful for these challenges makes things completely different. So, that's really about it for that comes that. But, so I'll quick recap. Be grateful for yourself. Right, appreciate your strengths and weaknesses. Right, that's a part of who you are. Right, what you say to yourself matters. How you say things matters. All right, so it's super important that we have a positive self talk. Right, again, fuck the Joneses. Fuck them. I don't give a shit what they think. I don't care. I have been told I'm doing things wrong so many times, and guess what? I'm doing fucking fine. All right. Number four, you're gonna fuck up. You're going to fuck up. Hopefully, not as bad as I fucked up, but you're going to, right? You're going to make mistakes and it's okay. Like that's part of the process. Anybody who's not fucked up is full of shit or not trying, right? And then during this process, during this whole journey, focus on your process. That's going to make it significantly easier, right? So, um, I hope you guys look in the mirror for this and you see, and you can be honest with yourself and you see the holes in your game. You can see where you're fucked up and then how you can start to fix them. It doesn't matter if you think you're a fuck up, right? As long as you won, you're not a fuck up. You're just not where you want to be yet, right? Again, your words matter. And two, you can start looking at these things, right? And remember, it's not going to be done overnight, right? My buddy Tyler Minton, nutritionist friend of mine, really good. He says you can't walk into the woods 1 mile and expect to walk back out without going an extra mile, right? So remember, right, this is a process, it's things that we have to do to level up. So I appreciate you guys watching this. Again, if you need anything, as always, hit me up. And if you got any value out of this, please share it. Share it with anybody you think can get value out of this. Put it on Facebook. Well, I can't do it right now because I'm in Facebook jail. Tag your friends, all that good stuff. And I appreciate you guys doing, being part of this. So, all right, guys, later.